now that you start to see, wow, I always know and sense the right way, at that point, it's time to turn inward and start looking at the sources of what you sense versus the outcome that they bring you.
Good morning and welcome now to Tuesday. Well, Sensei says your inner prince or princess may want to throw a total temper tantrum today. That's because you may be revealing some truths you have ignored all year long. And I have, in your Megascope, 3 steps to talk to that inner prince or princess. Keep streaming for your Tuesday Namaste Today. Welcome to Namaste Today, a self-nurturing way to start your day. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, stepº4. My modality is psychic astrology, and my personal mission is to stand in my heart and walk in the light. Namaste, my friend, and welcome to Tuesday. Well, today, your inner prince or princess may throw a total temper tantrum. It may due to the fact you've ignored him or her for some time. You may feel abandoned. Sensei says there are tips to getting through this little storm. It is your inner self trying to share. But before I give you those tips in the Megascope, let's take a look at your zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is for Tuesday, July 26, 2016. Well, looking at the 5-day moodcast, if you can just hang on till tomorrow, it will be sunny and feeling quite fertile. Thursday is sunny and candy sweet, and Friday is going to be cloudy but oh so dreamy. But that brings us to today, cloudy with a chance of temper tantrums. That's because your inner child may have had enough. Now, the Great Human Walk has reached step 4, Leo. That means the ruling channel today is channel 4, I belong. And that means the ruling planet today is Uranus. Adding fuel to the fire is our emotions. Our emotional focus is stubborn and very value sensitive. We have the moon in Act 1 of Taurus today. And our mental focus is trying to mastermind our love story. We're trying to get the big picture because Mercury's at step 23, Leo. So today there's definitely a chance of temper tantrums and breakdown. And in your Megascope, I'll give you some tips for how to talk to that inner child. But first, grab some tea and let's have our daily tea time. Hello, my friend, and welcome to our tea time. Today's tea time topic is love is a state of being. And this goes in kind of my little series here to kind of help you come into your heart and brighten your self-love. I spend a lot of time reflecting on my own happiness. Some of it's professional because I try to help people come into happiness, and I actually have always been a very happy kid. My mom always told me that I was super jolly when I was a kid and laughing most of the time. I mean, I had shifty sides, certainly, that I was facing, but for the most part, I've always been joyful. And so I thought, what is it exactly that makes me joyful? What is love anyways? And I realized love is a state of being. It's that you are being in love. And a lot of people try to focus on being in love with someone else. Now, I argue you're never really in love with someone else, really. I think what it is that you love being you when you're with them. You love being you more than you ever love being you when you're with them. And that makes you wonder, well, can you just love being you without being in front of them? You know what I mean? And you can. I think that's why we have past life relationships come in, because these people are not necessarily meant to be in our life this time, but they remind us of why we love being ourselves. Usually from the positive, not the negative, but sometimes why we love being ourselves from the negative, that we attract what we're not, and then we love being ourselves and we're grateful we're not them. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. So love is a state of being. How do you be in love with yourself? Well, you know what? I learned that I do things that I love. I remember when I was a kid, I loved playing Legos. I mean, I loved playing Legos so much Me and my brothers would build little empires. My parents bought us a shift load of Legos, and I loved being there to where I wouldn't pee, I wouldn't eat, I wouldn't leave the basement. I was just down there all day. I was in a state of love. I was living totally on my heart's energy, and I didn't need any food. I was living on love. Now I've learned I should eat. You know what I mean? And Mom has taught me that as well. But through my life, I found other things that put me into a state of love. When I found orchestra and I became a violist and I was a kid, I loved the sound of being in the center of a symphony orchestra. I absolutely loved it. It brought such ecstasy to me. I loved being Christopher Witecki in that orchestra, and I just cherished those moments. Now, I hated the practicing. I totally hated doing scales. I hated going to perform competition. You know what I mean? So it didn't last very long. The point is you have to do some work to set up to be in that state of being in love with being you in that moment. And I have to say, it's a very private thing. It does not require another person. In fact, if you understand how to be in love with being yourself and be in love with your life, then when you are with someone, it's like quadruple the love fun, okay? No one is filling someone else's gap. Nobody is cheering someone else up. No one has to convince someone to have fun in the first place, which to me is takes 600 lifetimes to realize, Another thing was chess. Again, a past life passion, but I got in the chess club when I was in 8th grade. I love playing chess. I love trying to analyze it. I realized now that was my grand trine and air awakening. But I loved it so much. I spent countless hours doing chess with others. Now, that did involve playing others, but it was an ego thing, me trying to outsmart them. It was all personal. Then I got into yearbook and publishing, and in high school I got into journalism, and I loved that, and I loved being a journalist. So I want to show you that I think these were all past lives that I was awakening, but the point is we all have many parts of ourselves that we love being. You have many choices of things you can do, and I got into them and then put them down, and I want you to know that's okay, because I have an endless desire to love myself and love being alive more. So the more you give into it, the more you love that state of being of love. Then it became movies when I went to high school, and decided I want to be a filmmaker. I went to film school. I watched movies for 5 years in film school, nothing but analyzing movies. Loved it so much. Loved that I had permission to watch movies for my, education. Am I doing it now? No, I probably will one day, but it doesn't matter. I loved it. Okay, and I love thinking about movies. So the point here, if you don't know, I'm sharing some of my life and also teaching a point. And then, of course, I will just end, with this topic, astrology. When I discovered astrology, the secrets to everyone's who they are and what drives them, oh my gosh, endless and endless hours of studying and talking and sharing, of which, if you wonder why I'm happy here, I love astrology and sharing and using the wisdom of astrology to share certain things. So the moral of the story here is love is a state of being. You got to put yourself into a state where you are being love, where you are in love with being you. And you need a dose of that every day. I'll talk about different ways to do it, but think about that today. Go love yourself a little bit. Now, without further ado, I'm going to channel a megascope for you. This is where I take 3 breaths and a sip of tea and listen to my guides and shift gears completely to left brain and see what Spirit has to tell you for the day. Okay, so today they're showing me you're going to feel a little bratty and stubborn. This is kind of when an inner child, when a child doesn't want to go to school but really does, either girl or boy, you're just coming up with all these excuses, your hair's not right and you don't know where your paper is and just all these excuses why you can't go. Today that brat's coming out. This is the party pooper, one of the topics I'll talk about, but the party pooper's coming out. And that's okay. What that is about is, you going a bit radical toward your joy. It's time to be rogue when it comes to your joy. It's time to be a rogue star. You know what a rogue star is? It's a star that's not sitting where it's supposed to sit. It is off moving around in space. A star that's moving. That's a rogue star. It's been knocked out of somewhere and it's heading somewhere. And that's what it's all about. Be a rogue star, the rogue star you really are. Follow your heart today. And any of that stubbornness, Put that stubbornness into being there for you. So it's like, all right, I'm going to make myself go to the gym. I'm going to get that manicure. I'm going to put the stubborn into being you. Now, I give you some little practical advice for the day. 3 steps to take on your way. Number 1 for today. Step 1, invest in your feelings today. Invest in your feelings. Do something to feel good. Massage, eat something favorite. Like deliberately do something nice to feel good. Step 2, what do you wish life was? So when the brat comes out, what do you wish life was? What do you want it to be? Say to your inner self. And it's okay. You're daddy or mama warbox. You're going to be there for yourself 100%. So what is it you really wish? Be honest. Step 3, ask. Well, if that's the case, where do you belong? If you wish that, where do you belong? All right, those who watch over my personal Sensei service, in today's Daily Zen, I'm going to give you tips on how to belong. It's a consciousness that's not easy to handle. And we'll be talking about how to find your belonging. And in your eye candy, I'm going to estimate how many great loves you might have in this lifetime. There's a little trick to the trade for us astrologers to know if you have 1, 2, 3 soulmates. I'll tell you today at 3. Remember, it's just a guess. Do not take it to heart too much. And if you're watching on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe. It does help us with our subscriptions. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, I'm at step'r4. And if you want to be the bright star that you really are, come on down to our community at seriousjoy.tv. Seriously, we aim to please. All right, my friends, that's all I have for today. I will see you in 24 hours with more. Do remember while you're out there shining that Sensei loves you, and live, love, be.
TV.
Introducing Secrets of Birthdays. Bow chicka bow wow. Are you ready to find love? Bow chicka bow wow. Your secrets are coming out. Bow chicka bow wow. All those sexy secrets are available at secretsofbirthdays.com.
Bow chicka bow wow, baby.